Good afternoon, people. Right, on the phone this time, so I'll have to turn it round afterwards, obviously. Anyway, just me here today due to some circumstances. So, I'm bringing you the new Brewdog keg, hopped in Harmony. Comes in at 4.5% ABV, cost of £41.90. If you take your 15%, you take this and that, it's costing you a smidge under £3 a pint. £3 a pint, craft beer at home. That's not that bad, is it? Let's be honest, you know. You're getting something, you're pulling it through your machine, you've got a temperature control on it. Now, I've got the machine set for 5, but I have been sampling it on 3. It says 3 on the Perfectdraft website, but for me, I would go higher. I did mention it to Dan, who hopefully change it, because I think you want to go, you know, if you've got a Perfectdraft Pro, obviously 5, 6, 7, etc. But at 3, it's okay, you know, it's how it is. Right, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the pour. As you should see there, or almost. It's out of this one here, which is, as you can see, if you put the camera down slightly, is on 4. So I'll do the pour. Let's have a look. I've had a sample. Well, I've had a couple of samples, and it's a real tough one. I've still done a classic pour though. Hold on. Actually, no, that's not that bad. There you go. Exclusive 2.5 finger Euro head, and that's what you get in Germany. So it's not that bad, the pour. So, one thing that concerned people was the low ABV. You know, what are you getting from it? Right, let's go back first to McKellar, Game of Thrones. I think that was 4%, and you had McKellar heated seats that was 4.5%. Now, I thought both for IPAs, and don't get me wrong here, I'm no expert, and it's a subjective opinion. Not always everyone's going to think the same thing. I get that. Simo Sups and bloody flies and Bazza, all the beer, no idea, are both as well reviewing this one today. So do watch this. I know Bazza's working hard, so he might be a bit cream cracker when he gets in. He's getting on a bit, isn't he? You know, no idea. But and Simo's definitely do it. Me and Simo might possibly at this point be doing a live testing tonight on YouTube as well. I don't know what's going on at the moment. I haven't heard back from Simo. He's fixing Gran's telly again. Gran and her telly's having a big problem. Anyway, right. You smell, as you would have thought, you've got a little bit of hoppiness in it, but it's predominantly fruit flavours. It's zesty, as they said, and is it more orange than citrusy? Probably, yeah, but there is, as I say, the citrus hint. Well, I'm getting that anyway. I know when Dan said he got predominantly orange, which is fair enough, as they've wrote on there right up that I'm just looking at now. Yeah, exclusive Perfectdraft brew, hopped in Harmony. It's a citrus IPA, packed with zesty flavours of orange. A 4.5 hop prime is a perfect sessional IPA, and this is a session IPA. So this is not one that you're going to get steaming on, as we know. But if you're having a barbecue and so on, it's a different ball game, isn't it? It's like, as I say, I've sampled 2 of these already, only 2 half of halves. But I was trying to think of how I'm going to do this, what I'm going to say. Being first on is like, you know, you're there to be shot down and everything. You say the wrong thing, it's always going to come back and haunt you. As we know from certain other beer reviews, but I won't mention that ones. Anyway, as I say, it is zesty, a lot. Right. You are getting what is predominantly orange through it. You are getting a zesty, lemony, citrusy, but the orange is overriding that. You do get the hops on the end, but I think it's kind of thin. But that's me. That's my personal opinion. On a hot day, I get the idea of it and everything, and I get that it'll flow down because, you know, 4.5%. You're not feeling anything in here. This is like a nice fruitiness going all the way through. The fruit even follows through to when you get the hoppiness at the end, and you do get not a big burst of hops, but you get a little bit of hops, if that makes sense. But the fruit carries through. It's fruit all the way through. I'll say, the more I drink of it, the more, yeah, I'm starting to agree that it's more orangey than anything else. And I get that one, you know. Like I say, Mikkeller heated seats got some people had some issues with it, but it was what it was. It was a 4%. I think it was a pale ale, wasn't it? I think they were pale ales, yeah. I'd describe this, if I was summing it up, as more of a pale ale than an IPA. But as I've said it earlier, I'm no expert on these things. I can only tell you what I'm tasting. And as I say, it's not like, do you know, like when you had Cali Pale Ale, it was predominantly grapefruit. This is more to the orange thing. But it's clean, you know. It's, yeah, definitely. It's named a session IPA for a reason, rather than a pale ale. I get that. I haven't drank that many session IPAs, if I'm honest, because some of them I do find watery. I don't find this one watery. It's full of flavour. So I find it kind of thin, because it's like I would have upped it up if it was me making them. I made it a proper one with a bit more go. But I get what they're doing with this. I get that thing. I say, yeah, the more of it you drink, the more of it, and you're even getting orange notes, you know, zesty notes on the aftertaste. But like I say, if you're drinking this all day, it's going to flow down, and I get the effect of that. Brewdog, what can we say about them? They're a well-known brand for a reason. You know, like them or not, depends what way you want to go on it and everything. And you can go different ways on this one. You know, a lot of people go moan and say, well, it's not great. Some people, it's great. It's always going to be that way. As I said, the beer review is always subjective. For me, on a personal opinion, it's not really my thing, if I'm honest. I love the idea of all the new kegs and everything, but I'm not going to buy this, for argument's sake, over your Oktoberfests or your Left Blanche if it was back in stock, your Hertong Yang Jan Pilsner, grand of course, 5.7% ABV. But as I say, there's a time and a place, and this, I get what they've done here. They've given you something different. It's an exclusive keg. It's nothing like that other Clockwork Orange. I see a lot of people saying that. I remember that vaguely from Michelle having some of them from Tesco's or somewhere some time ago. It's nothing like that at all. I say, you've got your predominant fruit flavour, mainly orange, running all the way through it. You're getting hit with a bit of hops. Obviously, you know, the orange is coming from your malts, and they're good. It's not really like sweet malts or anything. It's just right on that respect. But yeah, this is going to be one of them Marmite type of kegs. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. Again, going back to the Mikkeller kegs, it was the same sort of thing. At this point in time, I'm not going to rate this, because anything I say is taken down and used as evidence. So I'm going to have a think. Maybe I'll come back and do another one with Michelle at some point. Who knows? Or I'll talk about it on YouTube live tonight. I say, if you like your session IPAs, you're going to love it, because I say the fruit is pure fruit. If you're not into them, there's no point, because you know there's so many other options on the machine. So I say, rather than go on anymore, let's tie this one up. For me, it's a in between at the moment. Bonjour.